Yeah, I just felt like doing an unfiltered video today. Like, this is no filter, and I always use a filter. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a funny thing. Everybody knows social media is a funny thing. Cameras are a funny thing. Like, even like these cameras do distort. Like, I'm like I know my nose isn't that like bulbous. And so it's like, even when we're not using filters, there's a distortion. And what brought all this up is my one son last night. He showed me pictures that my husband had taken of me, and it came up on our computer, like the pictures, and the pictures were so bad. Like, I looked so bad in the pictures, and my husband thought they were good pictures. I'm like, what? Like, I looked like distorted, like fleshy features, like just weird, old. I'm 63. Like, I'm old, but I'm not that old. And I sometimes feel very young. And this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about aging, and particularly for women, because I think for men, they age differently, and culture regards them differently. But and like, where is the line that's vanity and like just wanting to look your best? It's a hard line to find. And and for me, like, I think probably a lot of people are puzzled, like, if they think about me at all. I mean, probably a lot of people don't care what I'm doing or what I'm saying. But I think some people do wonder, like, what I'm up to, with my dress up videos with like corsets and, blonde wigs, or like curly brown hair, or corsets and boots and stockings. And, what am I up to? And I am somebody that is aware of my past lives, and also other people's past lives, and I channel them, and sometimes different energies come through me, and they're really not even me. They're my past lives. And in a couple of them, particularly the one that I'm working on, my giant TV series for, I wrote the 500-page past life recall novel of Donatella in the 1400s. Like, she came through to me about 8 years ago, my past self. I had always had dreams. Like, there's always clues. I'd always had dreams of her. And when I was young, I always loved, like, if I would see, Gone with the Wind, or anything with like the big poofy dresses, I loved it. Like crinoline, lace, gloves, very, palaces. I mean, who doesn't love that stuff? And I'd been to Venice, and so I was always drawn to the like that style of dress, and felt very at home in it. And I'd had other lives as well, wearing the big gowns and whatnot. But I would have recurring dreams where I was like the most beautiful woman in the world. And this is where it's hard. Like, so Donatella, I still can't like picture her. Like, I can't see her clearly, but she was the most beautiful woman that anybody had seen. Like, and that had been me. Like, she was breathtaking, jaw-dropping, supernaturally beautiful, and with a lot of power that comes with that. And of course, it was by design. She was sent to Earth, like, on this mission. Like, if she shows up like this as divine feminine incarnate, what do people do with it? And this was the Earth lesson. What do people do with it in the 1400s? She was a courtesan. Well, there was a lot of abuse, a lot of insanity, a lot of extreme violence, and, beatings, killings, rapings. All hell broke loose because she was feared, and men wanted to control her. And so, for all her beauty, extreme beauty, she was very sad and she was very lonely because nobody really understood her, and other women were for the most part extremely jealous and thought she was always after their man or hated her because of how she looked. So she was very lonely and had about two friends that understood her. So the extreme beauty, and I've heard this said of women that are extremely beautiful, that it hurts them, that only the worst sort of men, the power players, just come out and in droves, wanting to control them and fight over them, and there's a lot of jealousy from the world, and the woman actually can be very lonely. So, but still, like that memory of and I, because she came back to me and she told me her story, I translated 500 pages of memories of her, and she came back to me viscerally, like I understand her, and she is me. Like some people say all lives happen at once. So the it's hard to give up. And is that vanity, or is it like, dang, like, come on girl, like, bring some of that back. And so the other and I've also had another life, like in Russia during the revolution. I was also like a femme fatale. I was very gorgeous then too, like the body, and I died, both of these lives, I died at 25. So there wasn't any aging, you know what I mean? There wasn't, like, I was never to age 63, like I'm 63. Like I never made it to that age. So I don't know what their aging process could have been, but I know that Donatella could control her pH level, control her healing, was a witch, so she could physically transform, which is what I'm trying to do this life. I'm trying like so hard to reverse age, to I use a lot of freaking products. I swear I spend like $200 a month on that Go Pure neck cream. I say that doesn't work. I ordered another one, which is $110 to tighten the neck, but I use like facial firming stuff. I use stuff in my hair. I mean, I don't get my hair done, I don't cut it or dye it. Somebody said, well, Linda, you probably should do that, but I don't want to do that. So some things I will work on and some things I don't. And I do take an NAD supplement and Nello Supercom and collagen and vitamins. It's like a freaking exhausting. And even for all that, there's pictures of me, I'm like, fuck, I look so old. And like kind of the distortion of features. Well, some of it is I used to drink, and I think those 10 years from age 50 to when I gave it up, 50 to 63, I drank a lot. And there's aging in that, and you can't get away with just drinking that much without having aging show. And the other thing is, my happiest life was a very homely woman, Millie, down North Carolina. She ran a brothel, but I see Millie in me. And she had a deformity. She was very pale. She had thin, frizzy hair, watery blue eyes, kind of bulbous, droopy features. But everybody loved Millie. Everybody loved her, and everybody said, "Don't let her looks bother you. She's sharp as a tack." And so I know that Millie, and she was boss lady, had friends. Donatella was so beautiful and so lonely. Millie was so homely and so respected. She ran the bar and brothel, and had friends every day. So I guess that's it. What do looks matter? Do they matter? And they do matter, but as a woman, that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts, to be more transparent today and less behind my past selves, my art, my artifice, and my smoke and mirrors.